All right then. Well, time to move to Erangel. We're done with Miramar for the day. It's game number 55 as we head over to Sims and Demon once again for all of the PUBG action. The plane's gone. It's 5. It's 4. It's 3. Take it away, boys.
Thank you very much. I love the fact the producer's telling me I can talk when James hadn't even finished counting down. I wouldn't want to talk across you. I don't know if they just faded you out. I'm not too sure, but either way. But oof, that's a bit of a nasty plane, Western-based plane. It does mean we're going to see teams adjusting. TSM coming out. They're going for that Zaki. And, Unity. Oh, okay, this could be interesting. So now Unity ordinarily go the western side of North George. And TSM coming down here. Okay, yeah, Michael's looking at it thinking, yeah, I don't want to go down there. Somebody here. That means the entirety of TSM are going to be in and around Zaki. Zaki did get improved. It is certainly better than it has been. But that may be loot star of TSM.
I think
and raise your edge. Whoa, 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 whoa.
The issue is with Zaki is the fact that depending where your circle goes, it can be quite a rough ground.
FaZe going down to Sosnovka. So they have in the past gone to Novo when it's been a bad plane. And they, if you cast your mind back, oh God, what, 6-7 months, they used to go in a similar drop to G2, and they generally would lose out in the vehicle battles and trying to find what they could, which is why they adjusted and started going down to either Novo, etc. Obviously, with Reciprocity down here, I'm a little surprised that Unity did make this adjustment. And it's another Sosnovka circle. We've had quite a lot of them so far in the PEL.
Oh my lord. Okay, well, we're straight on there. And TSM are completely screwed unless they're getting the boats and head off soon. And it was my main topic about Zaki. It is a bit like Starber in the fact that it's far away from many places dependent, and you are locked and basically landlocked into a little corner. There is a bridge to get across from Georgia Paul, but it can be difficult terrain if it's not a more southerly circle. So TSM have a hell of a job here. It could be quite simple. It could be just, all right, boys, I've got enough gear. Let's get in a boat and hit the southern edge of Sosnovka. Job done. Happy days. In we go. FaZe Clan and Reciprocity. The question is, how do we approach this one? What do we do? Do we set up some kind of entrapment? Maybe pick up a few kills along the way? We've seen Liquid do this time and time again. Liquid, usually the team, keep an eye on them to see if they do the usual Sosnovka play, which is basically bail out early, and then you land where, unfortunately, FaZe Clan's looting around for them. So Liquid might not expect FaZe to be down there and may potentially hit them head on.
They're probably thinking it's Unity that's down there. That's more likely. So I just wanted to draw your attention to Team Liquid there, because they do rotate around about now.
It's an early one.
Yeah, when it's this south one, they always go pre-30 minutes usually. I just saw James. He had a Uzi a moment ago, micro Uzi. Now, I'm hoping when he came and changed into the next building, he did manage to get himself an AR of some variety.
Do you know what
it's sometimes the danger of 3-minute rotates.
What I would like to see here is that Na'Vi should have been watching all these back and should have been reading this like a book.
We've discussed it so many times, and they never do it.
Na'Vi should be ready to receive Team Liquid on the bridge.
Yeah, it's so often. I mean,
it's obvious what they do. It's their rotational path.
Yeah.
And they usually would go and get geared up at the houses where FaZe Clan are. So this will be an interesting one for Team Liquid.
Team Liquid are adjusting. Are they actually going? Okay, dude's just going to lie down. Yeah, so it is. I wasn't sure if they were actually going for the kills there onto Na'Vi, because, you know, it's something like, I guess if they went for the kills on Na'Vi, yes, it might successfully work and you catch them out in one game. But then you've locked yourself out of that path for the rest of the season, and they will be ready for you, yeah.
So Na'Vi let them go by with no hesitation and no problem. But FaZe are going to be guns up, ready and waiting for this one. Samty will scout the hillside to make sure that these are clear.
Ooh, FaZe are holding two. It's a widespread, and this is the one of the earlier compounds the Liquid might look towards going into.
Just be aware they've closed, excuse me, they've left the doors open, so the telltale signs that there is people losing here will be there. So I like this. They've read it well of Liquid. They've opted to just completely ignore these compounds altogether, and they'll swing wide of them.
So the Knights didn't go over to prison, shelter, etc. mansion. They didn't go that way. They stuck around in the sort of almost bleeding into G2's compound. They have come in. They've crashed his compound. Mexi gets one. That bite just went straight past the door. Mexi nearly losing his nose as he took himself in. 80 gets James down. This is all going very wrong. Team Liquid coming in. Well, it's fairly unprepared, it seems, because Mexi gets Samty down and Liquid are down to 1.
Just like that. They miss one side of FaZe Clan, but unfortunately catch the other opposing edge. And this is what FaZe Clan do best. They can survive in 2 split scenarios. Maybe just hoping he can do something. Lowball this one out the window, potentially. Banks it off the corner. That could be a damn good grenade. As he does just tuck himself in. Realizes what's going.
Tried to make a play, but yeah, look at it. It's from the hill. Uber on the hillside is catching him. So tried to go aggressive. That was a really nice coverage from FaZe.
This is definitely preempted. They knew this was coming and they knew this was going to happen. This is what I wanted to see from Na'Vi. These could have been Na'Vi's kills easily. This is a standard default Team Liquid rotation. And this time round, it's not gone in their favor. I'd expect FaZe to finish this one off and pick up 4 easy points and not Liquid out in 16th.
Similar job. G2 could have caught Vitality out. Vitality coming over the bridge now, so they've managed to get through scot-free. It's going to be pretty decent rotate. You can see all the rotates coming in. Winstrike on the boats. M19, they got themselves that crate. They're just going to be coming in on the coastline. Na'Vi now coming over that bridge while they continue to bombard Ibiza.
The best case scenario here is that FaZe Clan don't get overzealous, because you will see a refrag, or at least, oh, that could be an amazing nade. He's just popped that one off. Oh,
couldn't get the angle yet.
Hit the wall. There will be an instant refrag. You got to remember, whoever Ibi can knock, he's going to flush instantly. If FaZe Clan could come out of this with all 4 players alive, this is huge.
So he's kept in the stairwell just to avoid all the nade damage. Just trying to... Everybody's played the game, has been in this situation. You're getting pushed, you're getting pressured, you're in the garage, there's nades rolling around you every direction. Now he's going to go for it, and again, that's simply all he could do. Try and go for the thing, the push, but the refrag does come in. It's the double push, and that's really how it works. Fortunately for them, Reciprocity didn't try and benefit from this, nor did Na'Vi or TSM. They were up in north, and actually in their own defense, DA normally rotate quite early. They've stuck around on the north side of Rozhok, maybe just trading meds, I don't know, but they've caught TSM completely unawares.
Just to go back to that FaZe Clan fight, amazing work from them. They do the 2-2 split and they cover all bases, deny any entry point for Team Liquid. You see the 2 players initially who hear the vehicles and see the rotations. They call it to their teammates, and then they wait for the approach with open arms, all 4 members down. They don't lose anybody as well. That final breach clear on the stairwell. They send 2 players up, the knock's there, and it's disallowed the complete flush. Keep all 4 members up and 4 points in the bag. It's good job from FaZe, and any gear they brought with them, and meds will also be in their back pocket. Raise your edge, still going to make a move here. Lots of players and lots of teams still got to do some work. TSM did not opt to take the boats, which for me is a little bit questionable because that bridge is going to be extremely, extremely busy.
ENCE, a team that has struggled with the Sosnovka circle. Obviously, they are one of those northern teams that have struggled to find a way. They've gone car on the East Bridge before. They've gone boats all the way around. That didn't work. This time it looks like they're even going over for the West Bridge and seeing if that can play out. Looks like it should work. And NIP are making their way across the bridge now. So there's not going to be a camp sat ready and waiting for them unless DA maybe swing this way, which is totally possible, in which case they'll be ahead of them. TSM we're seeing, looks like it's going to be a boat secured for Gustav.
That's very lucky.
I think it's lucky that G2 didn't manage to loot their normal path, because G2 ordinarily take 2 boats over. To
get that this late in the game on a milli-circle instantly is super, super lucky. What could be unlucky
can they get going?
If DA is literally on their heels, they could take them out in the boat.
Bestalosh ready and waiting. They're looking for NIP here. He just sees the head of MBS. Going to push. The Gaxy's already taken some shots. So they've gone for this split on the hillside. Try and get a semi-camp out. Sees Gaxy. Should get the spray down, but doesn't secure it. Unlike Bestalosh there to miss those shots.
Tries to follow up with a grenade. Flash hider on the front. Not quite the comp that he usually has. He does have a grip on the bottom. We go for a left-down swing, so we're heading more towards the western side of Sosnovka. This will eventually, you would expect, I don't know actually, because there's still a hell of a lot of water in play there, so I'm going to say it might pull Millibase out, but
it might continue to center like it has. I mean, that's just a perfect center circle, right?
Yeah, or like I say, it could still swing towards that back Millie. We've seen that a fair amount of times, which I'll tell you what, when we get to the new Erangel update, I'm looking forward to that, because there's so much
a lot changed to military base.
Oh god, the airstrip is actually now playable. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun.
It's going to definitely open the circle up. I just wish they'd have put something more to get over to the island. But either way,
Gaxy, an amphibious vehicle, what are you talking about?
Well, yeah, we'll see when that gets involved. We'll see. It actually could be really
It's flag guns only. It won't be in this, I don't believe.
No.
Molodoi. That's the M4 doing the job on a Gaxi. Down he goes. The grenade also onto MBS. And looks like Na'Vi. Opening up here on NIP. Gaxi's dead and dumb. So Doozy only lost one during this engagement, or was it Senyu earlier on, actually?
Yeah, Senyu got lost, but it's going to be a simple trade until Bestalosh takes Vard's head clean off his shoulders. And that leaves Miraku down in the distance there to try and do what he can, picking them apart, keeping them from silhouetting. But where's he going to go from here? This is not good. He's going to back away. The Knights are coming down the other side of the hill as well, so really nowhere for him to hide.
He spoke about the spray down. He might have missed the first one, but the second one on the follow-up is just good old Bestaloch. Is what we would expect from his level of play. I mean, the man's just a monster fragger. The things that he does with the AR is fantastic.
So the overlook of the map, Razor Edge, Winstrike, G2, all down the southern side, outside military base, along with Vitality. They've got that corner house compound. FaZe, obviously, we saw where their position was. M19 are on the hills next to them now. Reciprocity very much spread in a four-poster position, sort of all 1-1-1 split in... I'm not too sure I like that now. Now we're starting to lose sort of where this circle's going. Scoom's maybe going to reconnect with the rest of his team. There's two in a house at the moment with Shiv. Here's ENCE still looking, can we get over this bridge? I'm not too sure. Well, it is semi-safe at the moment. Miraku's getting into that compound. Well, he could blast over and get straight into the compound, but the Knights on the hill.
About the shots that they're currently Squeaky and Mikas are actually shooting towards.
Giving it away.
Miraku, that basically is just giving him a warning to Na'Vi that they could set up for another team to be ready to come over this bridge. So they might actually be giving up the ghost here, and as they hit that bridge, Na'Vi could be set and ready. And we've also got Knights as well, so there's not really far you can go apart from bailing it once you get off the bridge to the yellow.
So
to the left, excuse me, to the yellows.
Didn't work there, 6Z. Honestly, Razor Edge, they're just trying to find something. Fast Rally in the end is up to bat it away on the bike.
ENCE going for it, by the way.
It leaves Chris with Natus nearby, by the way. Yeah, ENCE coming across the bridge. DA still setting up in that crossroads on the camp. I don't know whether they're expecting anyone else to come down, but ENCE, oh my God, they're going to run the gauntlet. Where are they going?
They're in trouble.
Straight to the Knights.
Yeah, we'll see one here. Oh, okay, just keep running reels. Yeah, keep going, it's fine. This is, oh no, it's not fine. Marcus is down, they got out the vehicles, and it's time to strike. Wanted, up on the response, but all of a sudden, oh my God, ENCE being absolutely wrecked.
They hate Sosnovka. Absolutely detest it. They never get themselves a rotate down here, be it by boats, be it by the East Bridge, the West Bridge. It really doesn't work there. It's coming from so long out. I just feel the only way I can think of changing it is that they rotate earlier, but then you're still going to bump it into teams, so I don't really know if that's going to work out for them. So there we go. Squeaky did. Reels bled out, so Squeaky got the singular point for ENCE there. As Fast Rail also goes, so that's Razor Edge losing 2 members as Chris tries to send it to the fence line. He's got Menox with him, so they're going to get themselves safe at a plane, and that's about all they can hope for with TSM nearby.
I'm really surprised the Knights didn't manage to get Reels back up there, whether it was a lack of utility or whether Miraku was just being an annoyance and disallowed the approach towards him. Either way, it's cost them a player, but they did pick up 4 points in an answer back. Still hovering over military base a little bit. It's going to be the airstrip, which is kind of central here. Razor Edge is in there. Reciprocity is already inside the Broken Plains in the graveyard. TSM's further afield, more in towards the oil drums and the tankers, so to speak, the petrol tankers. CrowCrowd's up on the hillside all the way in the east, just looking down onto Digital Athletics. This is the fight you're seeing now in front of you, so they'll be inside a bunker, but you would expect, unless they get a hard shift, that's kind of a locked-in area inside that bunker. There's only one way out, and TSM are going to hold it down because they have the air traffic control tower, and they can basically just see them heading out. Scoom's getting a bit overzealous.
Stolen by Vitality. It keeps on going. Yeah, so Manox going to be kicking themselves. Razor Edge could do some points. TSM they caught, but they are starting to stretch ahead again. Winstrike gone for a really wide spread, 2-2. They're looking at the cliffside, looking for some boat runners, seeing if anyone's going to come in down south. Unity here on the edge of the circle on the western side, also doing similarly. You can see Dastish on the mini-map there and Blaston. They're all looking for boats, seeing if anyone's coming in very late from the blue, but as we can see from the map, it is not the case. So, who is in a good position? Well, obviously we have FaZe and Vitality in the 2 compounds on the houses, but if it were to pull away, suddenly G2 holding that southern compound could be strong. Obviously, the next circle could pay a big difference. We may see a lot of people bombing into Sosnovka military base if that's the case.
I have to be aware of this little bit of water that is in play.
Miraku's made it in.
It'll direct the water in phase 4, so it's...
They're all down low. I didn't realize they were up on the cliff, I'm sure of it. Have they purposely dropped down? Because Winstrike took a couple of shots from an M19, but that seems a little drastic.
I think it's because they've probably still got time, so they're just trying to keep strength in numbers. Winstrike have actually gone to the 2-2, so it might not play out as soon as they make land. I'm coming at a different entry point. Oh my yoink. Well, okay, TSM, you have been gifted.
Everybody
on the move. Use of it.
Everybody on the move. Chris is going for the barrels, I think, maybe in one of the compounds. The Knights coming across. FaZe moving. Vitality getting vehicles out. ENCE is going to be the first one that tries to get in. He's going to go probably deeper in for the buildings. He may even go to where Razor Edge have just gone. Yes, he will. And it's going to get caught out instantly. Yeah, ENCE not going to be able to get away from that one. But Chris instantly gets battered. Didn't see what hit him. Probably Reciprocity or FaZe. The rest of FaZe are on the move. They're going to come in around the back of the Knights. They've just got themselves close. But it is going to get very messy as DA also send it near TSM on the buildings.
They lose one, I think that's fine. They could have lost a hell of a lot more. They've managed to get themselves into the factory compound. Senpai, though, spots them from a different angle they were not expecting. FaZe Clan.
14th for FaZe.
That were 3 different teams that were shooting them. You had Na'Vi, you had the Knights, you had Rek, who actually clipped them 1-0, and then all of a sudden you see Raise Your Edge as well. Yeah, for FaZe, that is just so brutal to have so many teams at that point. They were pretty damn close as well, but everyone else is already inside the circle, or basically just gifted up on the top of military island. Military base.
See, they could have just gone to the wall, right? Like Na'Vi have. Na'Vi are sat in that compound. Like the house they were in, where FaZe were, they were actually in the circle. But yes, it would have been Edge. Yes, it would have been almost certainly would have pulled away from them on the next phase, but it would have got you maybe some placement points, who knows? But yeah, they sent it. They tried to get that central position early. It didn't work. It's one of those problems.
They're not a slow team, though, either. They are quite a proactive team. Not as proactive as someone like Liquid, for instance, but seeing FaZe lingering on the edge of the circle at this stage is not something we used to see. Na'Vi, they are a bit more of a passive-aggressive kind of team. If they have to take a fight or want to creep into one, they will do, but this kind of situation will suit them. Where you go after this is a completely different question. You need to make sure you have enough utility and enough smoke to be able to commit and get inside military. Because after this one, really, where do you go unless you get a hard shift?
G2 are on the move. They want to get as much third party in. There's M19, Winstrike, and Unity all fighting down here. And G2 are just moved into third party evidence. Trying to get what they can. Unity down to 2. Winstrike still got 1 down themselves as they just get wiped.
They had no idea they were there. There was literally no information amongst the team. They were all looking 6 ways from Sunday, except towards Unity. That's poor communication at its finest right there. There was no communication whatsoever from Winstrike. No one was looking towards the players that were dropping down or firing towards them. And ultimately leads them to the death.
Keep your eye on the kill feed. Drayden was about to walk into Muraku. And there you go. So, Kaints, we saw G2 sat ready and waiting for M19 down the bottom here, and that's job done. M19 go down in 12th place. Muraku also confirming that point and getting 1 more for them. Tizerin's going to go down. That leaves Unity down to 1. Take that as none as Dash just bleeds out. And Unity fall in 11th place.
Muraku still doing work.
G2 have given up their back. So they pushed out of the compound to go for those fights. And Kemba and CrowCrowd have moved into the position. So it looks like G2 are probably going to turn on them because Kemba's coming in. Tab and Co are moving in on the vehicles. Miraku.
He just wants to make this 1-shot count, and that's fair play. Try and knock the helmet. Do a serious amount of damage.
Just on the backside of the other player.
I mean, when you're a solo like this, you don't want to give away too. Okay, now we get spotted. Back inside, my friend. Just go and chill. Don't give it up yet, because you're not going to get knocked. You're going to be
Caught him. Just the shoulder.
Some really nice shots coming out from him, at least.
Circle's pretty harsh. It's kind of gone to the wall, hasn't it? Down towards the plains. Reciprocity happy, unless they keep themselves tucked in, as are Raise Your Edge. They've managed to keep the 2 in the barrels.
Nice play from Na'Vi, by the way. They moved, rather than waiting until the circle actually went for it, they moved proactively while people were under fire.
Oh, here we go. It's Rek versus Vitality. Round number 53. As they continue to go. Rafi's going to smoke his approach. Jazza catches him in the back, though. Shiv's looking to try and line up one of those shots onto Nasus. While the Razor Edge also joining in those shots onto... Oh, Nasus, if you can get into nade range, that can take Shiv and Rafi both out there. Nades coming in, that looks like it's good. That one is absolutely golden. It's the other side of the engine, though, so he can't quite get it in. That one's right tucked into the engine, but the engine just blocks it. Oh, my word.
Yeah, the clip of the wings just denying the splash damage.
Nasus gets caught out on the flank as well. Kramer gets Hacksteady on the back there. It leaves Shiv and Rafi both standing. Now they're looking to try and pop those nades in towards the smoke. Looks like Hacksteady may get finished off here. It's Navi, I think it is, that catches him in the back. Yes, it is, as does Rafi. So looks like it's going to get third-partied out of this one.
Yeah, Navi and Razor Edge at the moment. Pokemon is also moving into a very questionable position. Pokemon is turning up to this fight. I have no idea what in God's name he's doing,
past.
But he's getting involved here.
The flag.
They're all going for it. I don't know why they're doing this. They had an angle. They're getting aggressive. They want to wipe these teams out.
They're coming. They want all the points. Navi's pulling up, boys, and they want everything. Pokemon with the double nade. Collects himself 2 more. Gets around the side. We'll keep our eye on the kill feed as Kemba tries to deal with G2. A doozy gets down. That is Menox from Razor Edge catching them. They were always shooting Reciprocity in the back. But, well, Navi, I mean, they were safe in the...
I like it, but it's a bloody questionable play. Like, it's hyper aggressive. It's not really positionable because now they're in the middle of nowhere and several teams have eyes on them. Yes.
It's what Mexi said, right? When Dave asked him about the big plays, Mexi gave his nice speech and basically said, look, this is a league that goes on for many, many games. So you can afford, if you're in the position, the comfy position like Navi and FaZe are, to just have fun and make these plays. And sometimes if they work, everyone just thinks, my God, it's amazing. But obviously that one didn't work.
I don't like it. They had time to shoot. I mean, they picked up a couple of points. Yeah, fair play, but they're down, they're dead, they're in 8th. Could have been a lot more from where they were. The circle was still a reasonable arm's length to be able to get to. They would have had to fight Razor Edge, but they knew Razor Edge were there because they heard the shots from going on. Miracule's still alive, by the way. Don't forget that. He's still chilling. TSM are over on the eastern side. They're coming through the missile silos at the moment. They are inside the circle. Gustav's inside air traffic control, so he has to come out of there and be aware that DA have actually gone behind them, which I'm quite surprised. They're up in north. So in the north at the moment, it's quite tricky because we have what's left of NIP, the 1 player, 2 players from the Knights and 2 players from DA. That's going to be difficult. CrowCrowd, however, they have the open air, the open run to do, and every single team knows where they are.
Nice little tap in from Michael there. There's the Knights. They found Miracle, so NAP will go down in 7th place as TSM dispatch of CrowCrowd. They're going to make sure they can secure the kills, is what they're trying to do at the moment. Or Vitality will steal them away, as Jazza just did on Senpai there in the distance. Kemba, the last man standing.
Shadow just goes and collects Navi's vehicles. Thanks for bringing them over. It's been nice playing, boys. We'll take them, and as Frost brought it up on the desk, dead last, the first time we've seen them here in 2 seasons, I believe. Could be wrong there, but we've not seen them dead last. Certainly in phase number 2. They need these points in order to claw their way out of that red dead zone. The elimination zone, bottom 4, will be going off against the contenders, and that's going to be a brutal, brutal time. A lot of pressure to perform, and unfortunately those contender teams have some really nasty rosters.
Kemba's hoping they forgot about him. Nobody remembers.
If they have, the blue certainly hasn't.
Yeah, that's for
it
sure.
waits for nobody.
So everybody's status quo really. Razor Edge and the Knights and DA are all going to be staying on that edge circle. They're not really going to be moving position. There goes Kemba, so Jazza will confirm that one. 4 kills for him so far, 6 for Vitality. Needed points, these ones, as they say, they were down that bottom. Anything will help right now. So, last 5 teams, who's going to be coming out on top? Well, the next circle shift will make a difference because a lot of them are playing on the edge. Vitality do, as you say, do have a lot of vehicles if they need to move north, but don't fancy the chances, because if they try and come out of this airfield, they're just basically going to run into a hail of bullets from 4 different teams. And they won't have any tires left by the time they get there either.
I mean, you can't really. I think at this point, there's no point in using vehicles. You're going to be at the wit's end of which way the circle wants to send it. If this goes center, oh my.
Oh, it goes to Vitality.
This is interesting. This is some really good points they need. Now, when you look at this circle, bar the little missile turret, there is absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
There is
They have
nothing.
to crash them at the planes.
It's an open airfield. Unless you've got vehicles that you can pull up and build yourself a little bit of a wall, make yourself a little turret and hunker down and pray that you get something.
Well, there you go. There's a crate coming down. That's going to be a little bit of cover. You pull up a car next to that.
We've seen that a few times before in the past. I always remember one in the final game, actually, of Phase 1 with Winstrike and G2. Winstrike saw a crate. They pulled 2 vehicles up side by side and basically just created a little fortification.
Beautiful death trying to keep the Knights.
Is this what they're
But
going to do?
here goes TSM. I think they are going to go for that crate. Can they pull up next to it? Do they realize the crate's coming there? They're going to go to the plane that will have the crate dropping right next to it. But look at Nasus. He's getting within nade range. Those nades are very tight on Michael. Catches a big slice for him. But look at that nade return. Just about clips the fence. Otherwise, that would have dropped right into the little ditch right next to Nasus.
It's a beautiful play from TSM. There's not much to play with, and that was the only possible outcome. They do get inside the circle. There's a lot of return fire coming through, but the next battles that do have to happen. Can Wookie actually meet them? I don't think he's got a vehicle, and Menox certainly has eyes on the prize. Look for him going down in the kill feed, looking towards the blue at the moment. Snark has catch beautiful death in the back lines. Down he goes, but he actually gets... Nope, he didn't get stolen away, excuse me. Shadow does find Wookie, and Nasus finds Michael with the nade as well, so it's only Gustav, last man standing.
They've got to push it. They've got to push it. But it's a risky push. There is only Raise Your Edge left.
Molly.
They've got to put... Oh, God. Shadow with the molly.
It's getting warm over there.
Yeah, they are going to push it now. Okay, Shadow's going to get around the side. So it's just Chris and Menox in the distance. This is surely a win for Vitality and a much-needed points haul. It will put them right back on the tail of Reciprocity, if not even surpass them and close in on M19. Gustav, they're just sitting in the engine. Chris gets caught out. That's surely the end of Raise Your Edge. Menox, the last man standing, should be able to get the revive off. He's behind the little barrels there. But the blue is going to be right on them.
Don't count out Gustav just yet. Oh, and as I say that, he's dead. Never mind, ignore me.
Michael trying to do what he can, but Nasus comes in, cleans them down. 10 kills and counting for Vitality. They move on and get the crate as well. And now look at them just trying to get the angle onto Chris. As soon as he gets up, as soon as he gets healed up, he instantly takes a shot.
If there ever a curse of the caster, that was it. So as I mentioned his name. TSM a gone. Shadow.
Just picked it up. Just
Mark
picked it out of the crate.
That's a dink in the face and he's down. If Chris can pick up a couple of points, that'd be nice before going out.
Ooh,
at least get the
cheeky.
knock, but I don't think you'll be able to get any confirmation on there.
Oh, hello.
Kramer.
Vitality, that's 2 points you've just gifted to Raise Your Edge.
Actually, the blue. No, what?
It's going to force him to move. It's going to force him to move.
I think he jumped off the bike. I don't think Chris got the point there. Because he wasn't in the kill feed, I actually think you disallowed Raise Your Edge.
There we go. The blue's going to bleed him out. There we go. It's a win for Vitality. It's much needed points. 11 kills as well to a 21-point game for a team that has desperately, desperately needed a win.